When you thought Monaco couldn't get any harder in F1 24, try turning on the weather and racing in the rain. It's no surprise with such a tricky and tight circuit that our car setup is all about car balance, stability, rear traction, and really high downforce. With that downforce in mind, set your aero to 50 and 50. We want the highest amount of downforce possible just to help our car stick to the track. For the transmission, I've lowered the on-throttle right down to 10. This is the first setup that I have lowered the on-throttle diff right down to minimum, and that is purely to help with low speed traction. For the off-throttle, go 40 and then turn the engine braking up a little bit compared to our dry setup to 60. With the geometry setup, I haven't changed our dry setup at all. I've set the front and rear camber all the way left, the front toe to 0, and I've left the rear toe at 0.1. For the suspension, I have made things a little bit softer though to make the car a little bit more stable. For the front and rear suspension, go 38 and 9, and then the ARBs go 14 and 8. And I've increased the ride height to 28 and 58 to help reduce some aquaplaning, especially over some of those bigger bumps, bigger curbs that are around Monaco. It is very easy to lock a brake around this track in the rain, so lower your pressure to 98%, then set your brake bias to 55%. And then for our tyre pressure setup, I've lowered the front tyres right down to 22.5. Lower tyre pressures means a bigger surface patch with the road, and in theory, faster lap times. For the rear pressures, I've set them at 23.5, which again is a little bit lower than our dry setup. With this setup out the way, we can move on to some of the nicer tracks in F1 24, but let me know what you think of this setup and this track in the comments below. For now guys, I will see you on track.